As the child of Indian immigrants, a high-powered lawyer, and a one-time registered Democrat, Second Lady Usha Vance's transformation has definitely got heads turning. Rumor has it that Donald Trump used to give Usha Vance the ick. The story goes that in July 2024, an unidentified friend of Usha's told the Washington Post, Usha found the January 6th incursion on the Capitol and Trump's role in it to be deeply disturbing. That friend went on to explain, she was generally appalled by Trump from the moment of his first election. Fast forward to 2024, and suddenly Usha was campaigning for the guy as her husband ran to be his vice president, which confused those who knew her well. Speaking with The Cut, another pal of Usha's admitted, initially I thought, surely she can't be okay with this, and she's going to divorce JD in time. Then I saw her at the Republican National Convention and thought, could she actually be on board?
When I was asked to introduce my husband, JD Vance, to all of you, I was at a loss.
So what's the actual tea? Well, Jay Shabria, a political strategist and friend of the Vances, chalked Usha's about-face up to a, quote, shift in views, much like the one her husband underwent.
I'm a never Trump guy. I never liked him.
Shabria insisted to the Washington Post that Usha fully supports Donald Trump and her husband and will do whatever she can to ensure their victory this November. Usha Vance for Hillary Clinton? All Trump ick aside, it's rumored that Usha was in fact smitten with Hillary and, according to an unnamed friend, planned to vote for her in 2016. Clinton didn't return the favor when it came to Usha's husband's 2024 VP bid, and it wasn't a surprise to anyone.
We're effectively run in this country via the Democrats, via our corporate oligarchs, by a bunch of childless cat ladies.
Clinton had a lot to say after JD's tasteless, childless cat ladies remark, nailing him for, among other things, his views regarding raising a family and his statement that grandparents should be the childcare system in America, saying he's just not in touch with what goes on in the lives and the working careers of the vast majority of Americans.
It's almost impossible to understand his worldview. Where is he coming from? Where does he get these ideas?
While many women are choosing the childless cat lady life, Usha was both a mom of 3 and a corporate litigator in a high-profile law firm. Or she was. Mere moments after JD was announced as Trump's running mate, she quit her job and dove headfirst into motherhood. The Vance's first child, a son named Ewan, was born in 2017. Fast forward to 2024, and the couple share 3 children, all under the age of 8 years old. Usha famously discussed JD's one overriding ambition in her speech at the 2024 RNC.
To become a husband and a father, and to build the kind of tight-knit family that he had longed for as a child.
Maybe so, but JD caught some major flack when, in 2024, he accidentally let slip that it's Usha who's ultimately tasked with rearing those kids, telling the New York Times, she's got 3 kids. Interesting way to put it. And that's not all. While discussing his conversion to Catholicism, JD admitted that Usha, who remains a practicing Hindu, was dealt a few surprises in the religion department, saying, like, you didn't sign up for a weekly churchgoer. I feel terrible for my wife because we go to church almost every Sunday, unless we're on the road.
That's right, Jesus is king.
Speaking of the Vance children, it appears that Usha has also somewhat relaxed her strict diet of healthy vegetarian and Indian food, at least as far as the kids are concerned. In July 2024, the Vance family stopped in at a Minnesota diner. The kids were slurping down chocolate milk while, in an act of total carb unconsciousness, JD ordered 12 cinnamon rolls to go.
Oh, those are big cinnamon rolls.
The unlikely husband-wife duo grew up worlds apart in terms of diet, a topic that JD has never shied away from. In his controversial memoir, Hillbilly Elegy, he wrote, "We rarely cook, even though it's cheaper and better for the body and soul." JD went on to explain that his early diet mostly consisted of trips through the drive-thru and heaping portions of hamburger helper. Those closest to the couple are well aware of their diet discrepancies. In fact, in a July 2024 New York Times piece, family friend Rod McDonald said, JD's upbringing definitely exposed him to some of the worst food in the world, the most preservative-heavy food in the world. Usha certainly does not lean that way in her diet. New designer wardrobe, who dis? As it turns out, Usha Vance's personal opinions, voting habits, career aspirations, and diet aren't the only things that have changed. As JD was sworn in as vice president on January 20th, 2024, a proud-looking Usha was fully decked out in a bubblegum pink Oscar de la Renta belted coat dress with a scarf wrap, blush-colored knee-high boots, and a pair of large floral earrings. Later, while dancing the night away at the Commander-in-Chief inaugural ball, the newly minted second lady dazzled in a strapless ream Accra evening gown. According to an Instagram post from Accra, this stunning linear sapphire dégradé gown features intricate paillette embroidery and a delicate chantilly lace underlay. Style-wise, Usha's made a huge change. Just over 6 months earlier, she'd appeared on Fox & Friends wearing an unassuming, muted brown sleeveless dress with a high neck. While it was certainly flattering, it was most definitely off the rack without a paillette in sight. But how does Usha feel about the recent changes in pretty much everything about her life? Well, in that same interview with Fox & Friends, Usha let slip, "I'm not raring to change anything about our lives right now." But she quickly, carefully, and oh so politically followed up her statement.
But I really, I believe in JD and I really love him. And so we'll just sort of see what happens with our life. We're open.
In the words of Fox & Friends' Lawrence B. Jones,
"You got an impressive resume. Some would say you should be running for this yourself."
Usha is most definitely a complex, interesting woman. We'll all be watching to see what's next.